Tone of voice is just this, right? Tone of voice is the feelings or emotions expressed through words, right? The feelings or emotions expressed through words. So, to give you an example, we'd say, he spoke to me in a happy tone of voice. He spoke to me in a sad tone of voice. He spoke to me in a rude tone of voice. He spoke to me in an angry tone of voice. He spoke to me in an upset tone of voice. He spoke to me in an excited tone of voice. He spoke to me in a sarcastic tone of voice. If you look at all these things that I've mentioned, and many, many more, because we have so many different emotions, right? All of these are emotions or feelings expressed through words, right? And that's why there's a very nice quote that says 90% of misunderstandings between human beings happen not because of what is said, but because of the tone of voice in which it is said, right? And if you are somebody that is married, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Because I can say 90 to 95% of differences, arguments between spouses or your significant others happen because of this tone of voice. And if you fix this thing, your misunderstandings will reduce and you'll also be an impactful speaker, right? So double kind of advantages of understanding what tone of voice is. And you can literally start doing this from today. Right now, let me give you a few examples to explain this topic well to you, right? I'm going to give you examples from kind of different worlds for you to understand. So let's first talk about our significant others or our spouses and what tends to happen, right? So very often my wife will kind of shout out to me from another room and she'll say, Swapnil, right? And then I'll say, yeah, that's what I'll say to her, right? So then she'll come kind of running and charging to my room and she'll say, why are you talking to me like this? And I'll say, what did I say? I said, yeah, right? And of course, both of us know and all of you all know as well, it's not the yeah that I said, it's the emotion that I put into the yeah, the tone in which I said that yeah, that got her really upset and angry. And of course, I said that yeah in that way because she shouted out saying, Swapnil, right? So she put a certain tone there, then I put a certain tone in my yeah. And that's where your kind of differences started between us, right? So I said that, yeah, if I had to kind of pinpoint the emotion or the tone, I said that, yeah, in a irritated tone of voice or an upset tone of voice, right? That's the tone I kind of used while talking to her, and that kind of sparked off the discussion, sparked off the problem between us, right? And this is how most of our disagreements start. And very often, if you see, disagreements with our or misunderstandings between loved ones or people that are close to each other, often stay in the same house, happen because they know us very well, and therefore they know that tone because they've lived with us so much. They know that tone very well that we use. They understand that emotion behind it, and that kind of sparks off the misunderstanding, right? Or the conflict between. So this is how it happens with spouses. Now, most business leaders who are good speakers, right, often combine tone of voice and stressing on words, which is the second point which we're going to discuss later. But they combine these two things extremely well to be powerful speakers, right? So you'll have business speakers that will do this, where they'll say, this quarter we have grown our business by 33%. Right? This is the way they'll talk. Now look at that line. This quarter, we have grown our business by 33%. Right? Now, what did I do there? I stressed on a few words where I said this quarter. I stressed on quarter, we grew our business. I stressed on grew a little by 33%. I really stressed on 33%, and through my tone, I made 33% sound like it was a big thing. Right? That's what I said it. Like, let me kind of repeat it. This quarter, we've grown our business by 33%, right? So 3 words stressed on in the sentence and really made 33 sound like it's big. Now, if you're a good speaker, you could do that for any figure, right? So you could say this quarter, we grew our business by 13%, right? Or I could say this quarter, we grew our business by 3%. Right? And of course, if I make my face like this, look at the facial expression, right? To my face, I made it, this quarter, we grew our business by 3%. I made that gesture. I made my face seem like it's a big thing. Then automatically, if the person on the other side doesn't know much about that topic, he starts thinking that 3% is big, or 13% is big, or 33% is big, right? So how you say stuff makes so much of a difference in terms of how things are perceived.